This isn't an easy video to make. This morning I received a phone call that is going to cost me £100,000 over the next 12 months or so. There's no easy way to say that, and it feels pretty painful to say. So for the past year or so, I really dedicated myself to producing content and streaming and trying to make a career out of that. But outside of that, I have a job that's full-time that makes me the money that affords me to live the life that I live. It's not a particularly lavish lifestyle, but I do have a nice car, I have a nice house, and we don't really want for anything. I have a fair bit of spare money every month that I can save for things that I want to do, like my wedding and holidays and all those things. But I know that's a privilege that not many people can claim to have. That doesn't make this situation any less painful. On the plus side, I haven't enjoyed working in this job for the past 12 months or so, and there's various reasons for that. I think part of it is that I've fallen out of love with marketing a little bit, and the other part of it is there's been a lot of things that have challenged me morally with the company that I work at, and I'm not going to get into the details of that because I don't think it's helpful to move things forward. But needless to say, lots of things happened that I observed, that I disagreed with, and maybe I should have stood up earlier and took action earlier, but I didn't. The phone call that I received this morning was from two people that I've worked with for the past 5 or 6 years, and for a long period of my life I considered them my friends. We'd gone out together, had meals together, we'd bought each other birthday presents, Christmas presents, all of the things that friends do. That relationship with those two people over the past couple of years or so has become more distant, mainly because I think they moved away and the communication levels just weren't the same. Now, the phone call from those two people was to let me know that my role was at risk. For those of you that don't work in corporate businesses, at risk really means that your role is no longer needed and they are going to let you go. Basically, over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be made redundant. My role at that business will no longer exist, and I'll have 6 or 7 months worth of runway to put myself in a position where I'm earning a regular wage again. I know in lots of my videos, I always talked about becoming a full-time content creator, but really I wanted to do that on my terms. I didn't want to do that on someone else's terms. When I left the business, or left a business to come and do this full-time, I wanted that to be when I was ready to do it. I wanted to have enough money put away to survive for a year or so without needing to get a wage. I wanted to have enough money to put away to pay for my wedding. There's lots of things that I wanted to do before I took the leap and become a full-time content creator. I do not make any significant money off this right now. And to be clear on what significant means, it's 10, 20, 30 pounds per month from people who subscribe to me at the moment. I'm not worried about the money coming from this in the short term because I think over time that will happen. And my aim with this right now is not to make money, it's to make entertaining content. I did a video a little while ago on my TikTok feed that talked about how I thought I'd found my purpose in life, and I can't stress how rare that is for people to find what really makes them happy, but I felt like I'd found it. I talked about the fact that my purpose was to create things that made other people happy. Actually, thinking about it now, I don't think that's 100% accurate. I feel like my purpose in life is to create things that make people feel something. I think all creativity is about trying to convey emotion through some kind of medium. People do it through painting, people do it through writing, people do it through singing, video making, whatever that might be. It's all about conveying emotion. There is a small ask for this video though. There is something very, very small that I would like in return. If you're someone that's interested in gaming, gaming news, gameplay, or following a content creator that is becoming full-time, whether that's completely their choice or not, then I'd like you to hit the subscribe button. It's very, very simple. There's no risk to you, and you can also unsubscribe at any time. It doesn't cost you anything but 10 seconds of your time. In fact, the subscribe button is right below where you're watching now. You just need to hit it. Here's what you get in exchange for that. I'm dedicating myself to producing content that makes you feel things. Mainly that's going to be making you feel happy. But if there's something that brings a tear to your eye at some point, I apologise about that in advance, but at least it's conveying emotion. I will dedicate myself to making content as much as I possibly can, at as high a quality as I possibly can, and I will also share all of the ins and outs of what it's been like for me from being made redundant up to being a full-time content creator and actually making a living from that. All the details will be yours. I'll share how much I make, where I make it from, how I promote myself, how I create videos. I'll do everything I possibly can to let you know what I'm doing day to day to make this successful. And if you're someone out there who wants to be more creative and maybe is interested in becoming a content creator too, maybe you will get something from that. I'm going to try my best to get in touch with other content creators that have already been successful and ask them how they did it. I'm going to do as much as I can to keep you informed and entertained over the next God knows how many years, hopefully forever. So if you want to help somebody who is admittedly privileged but has maybe had a slight fall from grace and is putting their hand out and saying, I need you to help me make this happen and I hope you get something from it too, then just hit that subscribe button, share it with your friends, drop a comment, and I will reply to every single one of you. I appreciate you and I'll see you on the next video.